Oh, hello. That should be, yeah. That should be. Sorry, I didn't realize. I didn't realize I have a little. Someone fucking messaged me to let me know that the sound wasn't working. Shit. Okay. So yes, no. This is a Rome. No, the fuck Rome. This is a Total Warhammer 2. I call it Total Warhammer, not Total War, because fuck that. Like Warhammer's already a portmanteau, but I'm not gonna not call it Warhammer. I'm gonna call it Total fucking War. Rather. Jesus. Yes. Okay. Yes. No. Sorry. I got I was messaged to let me know that the sound wasn't working repeatedly, continuously, and thank you very much. You know who you know who you are. You know. Yes. So fucking. All right. So this is a Total Warhammer, which is not its name. It's called Total Warhammer War. It's called Total War Warhammer, which is a dumb fucking name because like Warhammer is already a portmanteau of war and hammer, obviously, and secondly because it's just a better name. It's just demonstrably a better name. Like I understand why they go for it for like presumably copyright based reasons, but fuck that nonsense, frankly. So yeah, the campaign map, the main part of the game that most people will experience is the campaign, which is a huge fucking sprawling, like, South American kind of this huge kind of South American place filled with. I'm gonna have a feral carnosaur because they're T-Rexes and I want one. They do have quite a nice Pterodon Riders Fire Leech Boulders. They do have a very nice... Like, I like the lizards mainly because they're dinosaurs who were men who ride dinosaurs who are dinosaurs, and also sometimes they have lasers, and apparently at one point they go into space, which isn't something I have any truck with, frankly. Bunch of those guys. Gonna have some just feral velociraptors with my T-Rex. You know what? No, I'm having a full just dinosaurs. I'm just going dinosaurs. We're just having dinosaurs this time. Croxagors. No, they're not dinosaurs. A couple of Stegagons. A couple of I don't know what the fuck they are. Ancient Stegagons. A couple of those. No, a single Bastilion with a fucking laser beam on his head, and that will be that side. Can you have them auto fill in a... Yes, you can. It already did it. Amazing. Alright, let's fucking do this. So yes, as I say, this is, I'm apparently way outclassed, but I don't think I am, because I've got a bunch of dinosaurs. If they beat me, and they probably will, I'll be well and happy about it. They're almost definitely going to kill me, but I've got a bunch of dinosaurs, so I think I'm having more fun. But yes, as I say, like all Total War games, it's very, like, the campaign is obviously what you're there for, but they take fucking hours. Like, I think I've spent 6 hours on this. It came out 3 days ago, and I've had 10 battles in that time. So that's just over 1 hour, and because I'm planning on doing this is going to be a half-hour stream, I didn't want to spend the entire stream slowly walking into conflicts at which I then press the auto-resolve button, which is what a lot of Total War games tend to be around the mid-game and towards the late game, because you do just end up on a bit of a roll. And this game actually has some quite neat little strategies to avoid that, which I'll get into. But as I was saying, like, a lot of the time you will end up with your super fucking well-trained hyper army of the world's greatest lizard fighters, and then the enemy will have, you roll into a new encampment, there's 4 sad elf boys who were just kind of hanging out. They're not really in it for the war, they just wanted to, they wanted a cushy job, and then you kill them, and then you go on to the next 4 sad elf boys. And it feels a bit... well, there's no point in playing the battles out themselves, because, like, you could save some more, like, units. Like, there's... Like, your death toll won't be as high, but no one dies enough to make it a serious... Like, to make a serious impact. Look at my sweet dinosaurs. One of these dinosaurs has a laser beam. He's my favourite of the dinosaurs. So we got, Velociraptors, which I think count as cavalry in this instance. A couple of Ankylosauruses, which in this are called Beastilions. 2 Stegosauruses. and some T-Rexes. And they're all like way out of format with each other. Apparently this guy's dinosaur is called Grimlock, which I believe is the name of a transformer. There we go. I don't know if they'll... I don't think they'll have any... I just realised all these animals are cold-blooded, so I might... I think on the campaign map, if you try and colonise like the fucking Arctic, like an idiot might, you will have problems with your dinosaurs getting too cold. But that doesn't seem to be a problem on the actual campaign battle. That's more like the people who live in your cities get upset with it, which, you know, isn't as interesting as this game could be. Like, they certainly, I think it would have added a lot to. I think it would have added a lot to it if there were like real consequences for fighting somewhere where your army is just not equipped properly to fight. Like, for example, if you're a bunch of dinosaurs and you're fighting on a gigantic piece of ice, I think it could be interesting. But they've not gone that way. There is penalties in like a big criticism a lot of people had. Oh, they've got a dinosaur. Well, not a dinosaur, more a Hydra, but yes. A big criticism a lot of people had with the first Total War Warhammer. First Total Warhammer. I keep falling into their trap, and I keep saying never again, but as I say, keep falling into their trap. Is that you could only conquer settlements of a certain type. Like, dwarves could conquer orcs. Orcs could conquer dwarves, and no one else. Like, there was a very strict kind of, I am just fighting. No, I'm gonna fight you with dinosaurs with laser beams. Fuck you. All right, yeah. Now I'm gonna try and laser that Hydra from distance. Get him, lads. I'm enjoying. They didn't bring a lot of spear units as well, which is nice. Oh, they'll probably have quite low. Yeah, you get in there. You fuck it up. The Dark Elves do what I've often wondered why there weren't more of in these games, and that they have swordsmen who also have crossbows, which seems to me like a thoroughly sensible decision that no one figured out how to do until this point. Like, I realise that in just the standard, in the prequel to this game, the Orcs, what's it called? The Orcs archer units would be not bad at close combat due to the fact that they're all 7 feet tall and made of pure muscle, but they were doing a bit less than they could have. I do like that all these guys tend to have Warborn who take revenge on those who stand against him. Oh, that's an argument. Explosion does. Okay. Nice. But yeah, typically your units will have a lot of cool abilities. Oh, they're killing my dinosaurs. You get out of my fucking dinosaurs. You leave my dinosaurs alone. They're awesome. They're cooler than you fucking emos. Yes. Yes, this is typically, as is quite often, these are just emo elves. They're the Dark Eldar of the Warhammer Fantasy line. And, you know, not the most interesting people to fight. I've been campaigning largely as a lizardman, which means that the elves all live to the north of me, where it's too cold, so we don't really have anything to do with each other. They just keep trying to fuck with the giant magical whirlpool at one side of the map, and I keep trying to fuck with it. We're in a kind of Cold War scenario. I should eventually kill them, because according to the Dark Eldar are the most powerful fucking faction in the game at the moment, which is a bit weird. The natural enemy of, like, as I mentioned earlier, they do still have a natural enemies system, like whereas in the first one the dwarves and the orcs were natural enemies. Yes, in this way the lizard men and the Skaven, which feels a bit one-sided to me, because that means that the natural enemy of the 7 feet tall super lizards with literal spacecraft end up fighting cowardly rats in their thousands, which, you know, I mean, anyone who has any idea about the tabletop will know that the entire point of this game is that there is a quadrillion of them. My pure dinosaur army is doing surprisingly well for itself. That, by the way, does indicate that they're out of control. As in, there's a problem with dinosaurs, and that they stop listening to you when they really get into it. if they get excited. And dinosaurs get excited a lot. It's one of the things they do. Yeah, none of my cavalry's listen to me. I've got that guy and the two T-Rexes at the moment who are paying attention, and everyone else is being a bit of a dick. Oh, the Dark Eldar do. Oh, the Dark Eldar ride dinosaurs, do they? The bastards! Those are my fucking dinosaurs. Get your own fucking dinosaurs. Well, no, don't even get your own dinosaurs. Don't have dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are my thing. Clearly. Lazy bastards. Oh yeah, no, take them on with a chariot, mate. I've got a fucking... Take that T-Rex down with your fucking shitty chariot, you asshole. I'm gonna fuck your entire worldview. But no, I do, this is why I like the, that's why I immediately gravitated towards the, what's the fucking name? Lizard men, obviously. Although, technically lizard asexuals, according to the law. They don't have gender, they come out of literal holes in the ground, like dwarves were theorised to in that one bit of Lord of the Rings that nobody ever remembers except me. I think it's Eowyn is having a conversation. It's like the least important thing I've ever talked about for any length of time, but yes, it is definitely Eowyn having a conversation, I think, with, Gimli said, I think dwarves come out of the ground! I'm just replaying favourite Lord of the Rings moments for you. That's the kind of high-quality, content you can expect from the Hollywood Metal channel. It's one of the many things that we supply, is live-action reenactments of the Lord of the Rings scenes. As chosen by me, a man. That's pretty much the extent of the authority that should be granted or assumed. Oh, the Tiger's got regeneration, fuck. Yeah, okay, that's going to be a problem. I hate monsters with regeneration in this specifically, because that can just keep coming back. Like, I mean, obviously it can, but like, especially, units with regeneration, as in, like, trolls in the earlier game, and also in trolls in the Orc faction of the prequel deaths, which will join up with this. Apparently, there is going to be a connective, full-sized map released at some point. So we have been told. That will allow us to. Oh, there's a T-Rex fighting a fucking Hydra, and I think the T-Rex just curb stomped the Hydra in the arse. There you go. I mean, it's not exactly Jurassic World with the stock animations and so on. You fuck it up, guy. You're quite slow, but I trust you. I'm chasing that thing off the fucking map. It's not... I don't think that guy gives one salty shit about arrows, to be honest. If you look at him. He doesn't seem to me like the kind of man who gives one salty turd about very lightweight ammunition thrown over a great distance. Oh yeah, we're fucking them up. Yes! I mean, obviously dinosaurs would beat elves, because elves are... Not only are dinosaurs great, but elves are shit. Oh, that dinosaur's running away. Like a coward. At least that dinosaur's still got his laser gun. God, that's a weird thing. Like, it's... what I really like about this whole kind of... The whole kind of lizard men aesthetic, and this game a lot more than the first one, is that there seems to be a lot more, like, freedom taken, a lot more advantage taken of the, what's that called? Sacred Spawning. There's a lot more advantage taken of the fact that they just have some very good, like, IPs, and some very wild, weird IP. Like, the first one was humans, vampires, dwarves, and orcs, so nothing particularly exciting, whereas the two of the Games Workshop's best races are the Lizardmen and the... Well, I mean, obviously they cost me dearly, but most of my guys survived because I picked dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are cooler than elves. But yes, in the first Total Warhammer, I think they went with the most generic setting, which was, you know, it's the old world, so it's kind of Middle East. It's kind of Middle Ages Germany. It's kind of Middle Ages, like those kind of things. There's England-ish knights, but they're not in England because the map isn't shaped like that. And then there's orcs and dwarves. It's very Tolkien. And then with the second one, they've gone, well, we've used all the boring races now. So here's two kinds of elf, the sexy ones and the nice ones, and lizards and mice, and they must fight. They must fight for supremacy of a giant whirlpool, and that's the entire game. I don't actually fight the elves. I fought the Skaven a lot because how do you avoid it? Alright, this is just going to be for one more. We're going to have another match, so the most interesting of the other races that isn't me will be the Skaven, and there'll be a lot of Skaven, so it'll just be Skaven versus dinosaurs. That's the match we're having. I'm going to just, if I can, upgrade that guy. Yeah, because you can grant them. Is that going to... Yes. Yes, so I've just got some very slightly upgraded dinosaurs, and now we're going to go and rock some shit. But yeah, the Skaven are just these super rats, and they've got some very interesting like campaign-based buffs that I kind of feel like they're probably going to be underpowered in this side of the game, because the way that the Skaven play in the campaign mode is basically that it's difficult to know, like you can't know in fact what you're going to get until you get there. As in, their cities appear on the map as ruins, so you'd have no idea what kind of buildings or what level of like infrastructure they've got until you are, in the fight with them, as it were. So the advantage that the Skaven have over... I would love to know why the dinosaurs follow these lizard men. Like, do they have some magical commune with them? Do they just know how to ride them? Is there some kind of... Is it like a husbandry thing? Anyway, but yes, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yes, the Skaven's main advantage is that you can't see their cities until you've joined siege with them. So if there's a big army and it's a big city, you might just get fucked. Like they might just, immediately pour out of the goddamn ground as the Skaven want to do and murder you. You missed, you massive idiot, you big stupid dummy. All right, let's murder these fields of rats. Yeah, the Skaven, of course. If you've not played them, they play like you would imagine rats would, in that there's a lot of them and they're all very shit, except for some of them who have weird poison powers. And I like just to kind of split up my units and see what we can do. Get in there, you dummy. Are those ogres? Yes, those are ogres. And then there's some very large rats with bits of crystal sticking out of them due to terrible, evil experiments done on them by some kind of science rat, presumably. But yeah, no, it's just basically rats and lizards. Which I think I think definitely in the real world, there's a very one-sided answer to the question, who wins in a fight between rats and lizards? I'm going to murder you because you've got poison flamethrowers. Yeah, they do. Those are poison flamethrowers, and fuck the very concept. But yeah, the Skavens are all massive cowards as well, so I should be fine, I think. Just because dinosaurs are pretty scary if you're not a massive coward, and these are all massive cowards. So I'm looking forward to a fairly harsh stomping. Oh, they've all set the rat ogres on my mate over here, who's doing his best, God bless him. I'm interested to see where this is going to go. I think there's the Skaven have both massive unit sizes and very cheap units, so you can just kind of meat fucking shield your way through a lot of conflicts. They do have some more useful stuff, but it tends to be around, poison and like mechanics as opposed to actually powerful infantry. Like they don't tend to have anyone who's actually good at a fight. They just have some people who have like poisonous weaponry or that kind of bullshit. And coupled with the fact you can't see them until you get there, means that the Skaven are difficult to fight on the campaign map, specifically because they're so unpredictable and so difficult to plan for. Fuck you and your weird wheel. And they have doom wheels, which are just giant rat wheels with a guy inside with a weird laser rifle. And how he got a weird laser rifle in the medieval game about war is kind of anyone's guess, but he's definitely going to use it because he's a massive prick. Oh, the Skaven are actually doing a lot better against me than the Dark Elves did, which I did not see coming. I assume the Skaven's many guys approach would be ruined by the fact that my dinosaurs hit a bunch of people at once and are, you know, dinosaurs. I imagined dinosaurs would be a fairly good counter to lots and lots of idiots. Mayhap I was wrong. Can you just shoot? Oh no, he's shooting that guy. Right, because there. That guy's still having it. God bless him. They are weird. Like, they're definitely not just the dinosaurs that they so keenly are meant to represent. They definitely do have like extra. Oh no, I'll heal that guy. I'm kind of getting my ass handed to me at this point by these fucking lizards. Not lizards, rather mice. But yeah, this is basically what Total Warhammer 2 is like, which I am finding, to be honest, quite so far to be quite enjoyable. Like, it handles a lot of the problems Total War 1 had, in that there's like, you can be doing really well and still lose, and that doesn't sound like a good thing, I admit, but there's another basically path to victory beyond murder everyone who hates you, and that's fiddle with the giant warp thing in the centre of the world, and if you fiddle with it enough, you win. And, you know, not a bad alternate thing, because obviously you can see when people are fiddling with it, you can see from whence they're fiddling with it, and you can go over there and put a fucking stop to their fiddling if you know where they are and you know what to do, what you're doing. That's just a single guy by himself over there. Yeah, we're eating it this time. My incredible dinosaur army of like 7 dinosaurs. Oh, and all those velociraptors. Rude to ignore all the velociraptors. What are you doing, mate? Are you... No, he's enraged. Oh, come on. No, he's... Yeah, they're out. No, this guy's back in, apparently. Perhaps slightly too late. Rally some shit, my friend. Rally some shit. See what we got. Alright. We got a T-Rex. We got a... Ankylosaurus. We've got 2 T-Rexes, I guess, technically. Yeah, I should probably handle the warp fire guys first. If I'm honest. No, he's not gonna, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. I don't want these fucking poison wing globadiers dead. These chaps. Proper assholes. They're on, if you played Vermintide, they work similarly, but on an incredibly Marco level. In that, like, you know, you're not worried about one of them, you're worried about, what is it? 60? I guess 60 of them? I do have all the unit sizes turned up to max because I like that. I like to do that. I think big unit sizes is more interesting. There's no, like, gameplay reason you'd have it, and it is harder for you. It's like, it's in the graphics quality settings as unit sizes, so it's pretty much determined entirely by the faith you have in your CPU. And I have much faith in my CPU because I spent too much money on this computer. Not that much money, but too much money. More money than I ought, and less money than I deserve to have. There's something I've also noticed about the Skaven. I will just bring this up. I wonder if they've got any... There's a unit amongst them called the... Oh, are they fucking... Oh, god damn it. Got to run us now. they're halberdier guys. They dress like Romans. Like they have a weirdly Roman aesthetic, and it's just kind of weird because like I don't think of these guys as being in any way like the Roman, like that kind of aesthetic, because you know the Romans were disciplined, and yeah, no, they won a lot of battles via the fact that they had millions of more men than the enemy, but they didn't win them by virtue of. No, maybe they did. Heavy employment of slaves. Nation built on, you know, clans each gathered around a single politically powerful figure. Maybe they are quite Roman. Yeah. No, that's... I'd noticed that before, but yeah. Well, now I've killed their leader. And they're all massive cowards, so I might be doing okay again. I've still got my laser, Ankylosaurus. Give it some, lad. If naturally as you go, you do get slightly better units. I intentionally picked the most feral dudes as possible, and only one guy who has a giant laser mounted onto him. But obviously there are what's it called, the Bastiladons, or Ankylosauruses as they ought to be known in a just world, are like typically have giant crystals on them, so they will have lasers on them, or they will have like a healing regenerative thing going on. See, if I had control over those guys, if they weren't entirely enraged, I could direct them at the ranged units who are fucking them up. But I can't, because they're just wild, angry men. I know, I've only got that one guy left. That T-Rex is just out. He's out of the game. I'm still not entirely fucked. Those two guys are wrecking some shop. There's a single rat over there who seems to reckon he can have them. In what is perhaps the bravest Skaven has ever been. Get on there, lad. Get on there, lad. Get him. Get amongst them. Nice. Got skinks hanging off him. Which is, you know, just the thing that you want. Ideally, your dinosaur will have smaller dinosaurs hanging off him with spears to poke at people who bother him. Yeah, because they're a bit slow turning round, these dinosaurs. These dinosaurs of ours. These dinosaurs of ours. I think I've won it. I've won it. Lads. Lads. Don't fuck with dinosaurs, chums. It's a bad idea. They're literally dinosaurs. You don't win fights against dinosaurs. You just... Well, you don't survive them. Look at all these dead assholes. Are there any dinosaurs who died? I don't believe so. I don't believe any of my dinosaurs died. Except for all the velociraptors. I'm pretty sure they all died. But like, you know, dinosaurs. So yeah, that's Total Warhammer. The Lizard Men is basically a force where you can just be dinosaurs if you want. And that's fine. It's better than fine, it's quite good. That's been me playing this video game for this one time, this instance. I'll probably come back to it, I'll do some other stuff, I'll show you some other armies. We'll talk, we'll carouse. I'll play a different campaign, so I'll have comments about more than the fucking Lizard Men. It'll be amazing, and you'll be there because I'll be there, and you are just the voice, and you that I'm pointing at are just my camera. So you'll definitely be there, but you on the other side of the camera who are existing in a kind of limbic space where you don't really exist to me. So I can't see you, I can't interact with you, I can only interact with you into the future. I'm sending a message. This fucking system is even now on a 30-second delay, so I'll be messaging you in the future, even a very small amount of the future, to let you know that I'll be playing more Total Warhammer soon, probably, almost definitely next week, and it'll be the sequel of Total Warhammer, which is to say Total Warhammer 2, the game you just saw. I'll not play as dinosaurs again, despite the fact that it will fill me with inconsolable misery and rage. But that's not what I'm here to tell you right now. What I'm here to tell you right now is that this stream is over. Bye.